Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liliana Gaspar. I'm a mind and body wellness coach and I help people improve their relationship with food. And as I've said previously on another video, this channel is going to be about that topic, and it's also going to include my journey as someone who's going full-time as a coach, whereas previously I was working not full-time in this activity for the last few years. And so this is the first video that I'm going to do around that topic of having your own business as a coach specifically, or in general. So in this topic I will be just sharing my journey, things that I've learned, and things that challenges that I'm facing as well. And hopefully that's going to help others as well feel that they're not alone, that they're going through the same stuff, and be inspired, and perhaps inspire me, who knows, through your comments and your ideas that you can leave in the comments section. So for today, the topic that I wanted to cover is what is the number one thing that stops you from getting started with your business. And that thing is fear of failure. I've been on this journey for a while. When I was working internally as a coach in a company where I was working, and I didn't have my own business, I had planned to start my own business, and there was always something getting in the way. And certainly time is a challenge, but at the end of the day, if I look at my journey, and if I think about the journeys of colleagues that I've been having conversations with about this topic, everybody, one way or another, what's stopping them is definitely fear of failure. So I've actually prepared a few notes around this because I wanted to make sure that I was going to cover all of the things. But let me tell you, what are the different ways in which the fear of failure is going to show up for you, even though we don't think it's fear of failure. Even though, like me, and I've been through this, you might think that you're actually confident and you have a lot of ideas, and if only, whatever reason, some other reason, some other cause, if only some other obstacle was not happening, then you would be able to get started. So the classic one is that you don't have enough time. And this is one that is, it's the same thing that they say about not having time for anything, right? You can make time. You can make a little bit of time. You can take 10 minutes out of your day to do a YouTube video, for example. I mean, me, for example, I have a ton of things on my shoulders at the moment. I've just moved back home to Portugal. I have issues to solve with my apartment. I have practical aspects of getting started with the business, and I have other problems, other personal problems to solve, things that I was not necessarily expecting. And I decided I'm going to do something every day as much as I can. So getting started really is not so much about not having time, it's about finding a way to make that time. And if you look deep within you, you're probably just afraid that you're going to make a mistake, and that's getting in the way. It's clouding your judgment. Another one is I don't have enough money. Now, of course, that might depend a little bit more on the kind of business that you're trying to start. Life coaching doesn't require a big investment up front. If you want to set yourself up, really start your business officially, you might have to get insurance, you might have to pay for something like MailChimp or whatnot. But you can, if you cannot afford any of those things, you can at least start a YouTube channel and start growing an audience. Tell people what you want to do, what is your passion, what is it that you want to do. If your business is different, and if it requires, say, developing a product or some greater upfront investment, there's always things that you can do. You can try to find a business partner. You can go to your local support and see if there's any subsidies or funding that you can get for your own, or even just advice or information on how to get started. So there's always a way to get started. So look deep within you. Is it just fear of failure? If you don't know how to do things, you can ask someone and they can guide you through it. If they've done it before, join Facebook groups, ask for opinions, for advice, seek the ideas of others that are on the same journey. You don't have a website. I hear this a lot. Oh, I can't get started. And I think I might have said it myself. I might have been guilty of this one in the beginning as well. Oh, if I'm going to start getting out there and people are going to wonder who I am, and I won't really look professional if I don't have a website. Sure enough, if somebody has a website already and they have a number of other things that make them look really, really professional, they're going to stand out. However, that doesn't stop you from getting started. It doesn't stop you, like I was saying, from growing an audience. It doesn't stop you from experimenting. And in fact, there's a big advantage to starting even before you have a website. You see, a year ago, I actually invested in a website, and I, spent a lot of time. I put everything together nicely. 1 year later, I wish my website was different, and that's based on my experience, based on my initial experiments. So really, have a Facebook page, for example, have a LinkedIn page, something like that, a cheap, simple solution, and just get started with it. Or you can do a quick website on one of those free website design platforms, and you can put something together using a template. Just get started with anything. It doesn't matter. You're better off starting with something simple that you're not too sure about, but at least it's something to get started with. And then with experience, once you've got a business model in mind, once you know what your niche is going to be, etc., then when you put together a website and you make a bigger investment, you are more certain of what it is that you want to have online. So not having a website, not really a reason to not get started. It might be masking a deeper fear of failure, a deeper reason that's not visible to you, which is the fear that you're going to do something wrong. I need more training. This is a classic one as well. There's training being advertised left and right, people who want you to go to their free training, people who want you to go and take their not free, paid training for getting started with your business, for, I don't know, how to create your website or whatever. Sure enough, those courses can be interesting. I mean, if you're a coach, it could be something about emotional development or how to support your clients in one form or another. I'm not saying those things don't have value, but if you find yourself compulsively doing the next course and signing up for the next thing, trying to always, that feeling that you're never ready and you always need to know more, if that's stopping you from moving forward, then maybe it's hiding something else, which is the fear of failure. Because really, just get started with that. That's a much better option. And then as you see where the gaps are, then you invest your time. Because when you run your own business, you will develop a critical sense of how time is money. Really, every half an hour you spend doing one thing, you could have been doing another, which down the line is going to bring you revenue. So every hour that you spend doing some training, you could have been writing a blog, for example, and you could be growing your audience, or you could be networking, and that might give you results faster down the line. And then it's all been done before. I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about. I see lots of people talking about this topic. I'm not really sure how I can make a difference. Now, that may involve you looking a little bit deeper within yourself, but really there are things that you only come to know once you get started, because then you get to feel what it's like to be in that journey, to be talking to your audience, to get answers from them, to even if you think you already know what you're going to say and it's going to be so different and so original, once you get started, that is going to take its own shape based on who you are, based on who your audience is, or based on the resources that you have available to you, based on the kind of channel that you use, based on what's feasible. You might have a great idea, but really at the moment there's no audience for it, and you may need to tweak that. So just get started first. And I'm not sure I'm good enough. Now this is not masking, this is actually the fear of failure. I'm not sure I'm good enough, I'm not sure I'm going to do things right. So let me just tell you something about that. You will not do things right. Okay? And you are not great. You're not. Nobody is when they get started. I mean, they can have some great qualities to them, but nobody can have the perfect profile before they reach a certain level of experience. I mean, of course, I'm not saying you don't have skills, transferable skills. What I'm saying is the person that you're going to be 5 years from now, the professional that you're going to be 5 years from now is going to be better than the one you are today, really. So just accept that. Instead of trying to avoid failure, just count on it. Yes, I am going to fail. I'm going to post this video. I don't know, some people are going to say it's crappy. That's fine. I am going to fail at something. I don't even know if the sound is right at the moment because I've done 2 videos before this one and the sound was not great, but that's fine. So I'm just trying again in a different way. I already expect that I'm going to fail. I accept that and I just move on and I move forward. Now I may sound very confident now. How does she do it? I've been on the same journey as you for a while. I've spent a long time fearing and hesitating, and every single step until now has been a small step that I've taken towards being able even to be here and say all of this confidently. And the sooner you step into that journey, the sooner you can get there yourself. So those are the reasons that I was kind of brainstorming that occurred to me, that I remember either from me or speaking with other people, things that in reality they just sound like the fear of failure. So look deep within you and see, is it really whatever you think stands in your way? If you're not conscious of it being fear of failure, is there failure there? Is there a fear that you hadn't realized? For example, I used to say a lot that I don't have time, I have a full-time job, I don't have time, I don't have time. And then one day I said, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I need to get started. In order to get started, I need to tick a few boxes. And I'm actually going to take 1 week of holidays off in order to get started and to tick these boxes. And you know what? I spent the whole week procrastinating. And that's when I realized I was actually afraid. I was actually afraid. So it was no longer the time. It was something else. But that was interesting to know. It was good to know. So I wanted to leave you with just three things that you might do to help overcome this this obstacle of fear of failure. So the very first one is something that I've already mentioned, which is don't try to avoid failure. Just expect to fail and make peace with it. That's it. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough landing, but you're going to land somewhere and you're going to be okay. Okay. The next thing is to, and this is a classic one, you would have heard this 1,000 times, break it down into smaller steps. Break it down into smaller steps. So what is the very smallest thing that you could do today, right now, in the next half hour, that would bring you closer? And then what's the next step after that? And then what's the next step after that? Really, break it into smaller steps. And the next one is, and the last one is going to be to network with people who are on the same journey as you. And hopefully this video is helpful in that regard as well, in the sense that you're hearing from somebody who's going through the same, who has gone through a few of those things before, and now kind of rebooting full time and going through some of those things as well. So just get in touch with people who are going through the same, Facebook groups, local network groups. Get the word out, see if there's anybody in your circle of friends or family who has been through the same or is planning to start a business. And what that's going to give you is that you're going to feel that you're normal. So one of the things is to ask, oh my God, I'm not good enough, what's wrong with me, I never get started. You are normal. You're going to find out that everybody is going through the same. It's quite normal. to go through that process. And the next thing is that they're going to give you ideas. You know, starting your own business is hard. Starting someone else's business is actually quite easy. You're going to find when somebody tells you, oh, I have this problem, I have that problem, suddenly all you have is solutions and ideas. And they're going to have ideas and solutions for you as well. So get started talking to people and get inspired from them. Really start a grouping meetup or something like that, just for people supporting each other. You have a lot of resources. Focus on what you have. Focus on what your strengths are, on what you can do, and the possibilities and the options that are available to you. And hang on to anything that helps you move forward, no matter how small it is. And eventually get there. Sorry, that was just a reminder there for something that's going to be recorded. I don't even care, you see. I don't even care. So I hope that video was helpful to you, and let me know in the comment section if you recognize yourself on any of these things, or is there something else that's getting in your way that you think deep down might be the fear of failure, and how you might plan to overcome that. So share your ideas with the community and start networking right away. If you like this video, remember to like the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. If you don't know how to do that, just look underneath the video. There's a subscribe button on the left, and there's a notification bell on the right. And on an ulterior video, I might explain to you what it looks like on the mobile, because I can't remember right now. Very nice to see you all, and to be in touch with you all, and hope that you come back for the next video.